I have a reasonably vital question.
Go right ahead.
In your mind,
Hmm.
with your expertise and your experience,
Yes.
what is the value that one captures in employing a methodology in this school of thought as opposed to just paying more of a down payment?
Okay.
Outside of the down payment is only a one-time thing.
Well, let's talk about it. Okay.
Okay.
I got $322,000. Okay. I could have put a down payment down, and we're going to duplicate this tab. Okay. So I've got $322,000 here. And how much do you want to pay down on this? And you're going to need a calculator because you brought this up.
All right, I have a calculator on my phone. Let's say a nice nominal 10%.
Okay. $32,000.
Math. Yeah, sure. Move the decimal place.
Okay, let's do 32,000 to just to make it round. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull up my calculator. All right. And we're going to put in $32,000. We got 322,000. This is for everybody to see. And we're going to subtract 32,000 from it. And so now I have a mortgage of $290,000, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So 290,000. All right, same interest rate. Okay. And now here's what I got. $290,000, 3.625. All right. I put that money down, 32,000. So now let's do the math. I have a payment of 1468.49 the other way. All right, by not putting the money down. And I have a new payment of $1322.55. So I'm saving money here.
Yeah.
All right.
It ain't much for how much you had to put down.
Yeah, it isn't, is it? All right. So let's take a look at the interest cost for 30 years. Now, remember how the banks share this information with you is they give you the difference between two 30-year loans. My average client is paid off in 7 years. So these 30-year numbers don't even apply. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But here's how they sell it. If you put your $32,000 down, your total interest cost for 30 years is $186,000 versus $206,000. So people, if they have that money, they're going to put that $32,000 down, aren't they?
If they have it, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, obviously they have it because you brought it up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to misrepresent. I just picked the nice, easy number.
That's okay. So I'm saying, no, you want the $322,000. I don't want to put that money down. So if I take this loan, the $322,000 loan, where's my $32,000?
It's in my pocket.
It's in my pocket. So we're going to put that on the screen, folks. So the interest the bank wants on the first loan is $206,206,656. Okay.
Or should I say it's in my account?
Yeah. 206,656.
Yeah.
Or, and then I can subtract $186 from it, 186,000 from it. So we're going to subtract $186,118 from that. So over the life of the loan, I could save $20,538, but I have to keep it for the entire 30 years to realize that savings because these are two 30-year numbers, correct?
Yep.
So $20,000, that's nothing to sneeze at.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if I'm saying take this loan, the $322,000, and my $32,000 is still in the bank, isn't it?
Wait a minute, hold on. You can't be about to say what I think you're going to say. What?
What am I getting ready to say, brother? What am I getting ready to say?
Okay, so wait. So you said, no way in hell. Wait a minute. So you said $206,000.
Yeah.
Right? That was I forget the term they call it, but that's the finance charge.
Right.
It was without the down payment.
Right.
Was $206,000.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah.
And then if I paid the $32,000 down up front at times zero.
Yeah.
You're saying my total finance charge was about 180? Is that
186?
Which would be a $20,000 savings.
Yes.
But that's not nearly the amount of savings. Hold on, sir. No. Because that doesn't make sense. I'm trying to figure, now I need the formulas. What are the formulas? Because, no. I'm very upset right now. I really am. You're laughing at me. Listen, here's my question. Where is the savings being consumed then?
Remember, we're purchasing equity, and this is going to help other people, not only you, but everybody out there. We're purchasing equity with that money. Every time I give them money, I'm purchasing equity.
What is the difference in the mechanism of a down payment and the mechanism of payments as it relates to your amortization?
So we're doing the difference between a prepayment and a down payment. Never do a down payment, do a prepayment. Establish the loan. And if you want, this is not something I wouldn't necessarily recommend, but if you wanted to, if you were going to put that $32,000 down anyway, okay? Now, when you put your $32,000 as a down payment, you start on payment number 1, don't you?
Yes.
But if you get the entire loan of $322,000 and put $32,000 down, look what happens. I'm scrolling. I'm putting it as a prepayment, $32,000. I start out on payment number 65 on my amortization schedule. I just knocked off 5 years off a 30-year loan.
So you're looking in the cumulative principal column until it hits 32, and that gets you to payment number 65.
That's 5 years.
5.5 years in the future.
Yes.
So wait a minute. So what is the corresponding cumulative interest?
Oh, $53,000.
So why would they do that though? Is the bank assuming that you're going to pay down as much as you can afford?
The bank is assuming that you don't know how to read an amortization schedule, so you're going to give us the down payment instead of a prepayment.
Wow.
Because they're not going to give you that information.
Damn.
And everybody's doing it that can afford to do it. Instead of starting out on payment number 1, now I'm still at the same place.
Yeah.
But I'm 5 years in.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So instead of
I get it.
instead of saving $20,000 over 30 years, I just saved $53,000 in 1 month. I just purchased $32,000 worth of equity for $876.04 instead of the $53,000 the bank wanted. I'm still purchasing equity, but what are you paying for your equity, sir? That's the question here.
Yeah, I get it.
I want to thank you for coming to the stage.
Oh, I want to thank you for blessing me with that gift. I've never considered, you see, prepayment versus down payment. Now you're going to have me on a pencil and paper.
Well, listen,
Obsessive.
If you want to use pencil or paper, you can. But guess what? You don't have to, because we have an artificially intelligent cloud-based computing platform that does all of the math for you and gives you individualized information. And before you get off, I need you to hear something that somebody else who used our system, all right, to pay off their mortgage in 4 years. Have you ever heard of E.T., the hip hop preacher, Eric Thomas?
No, sir.
Eric Thomas is the #1 motivational speaker in the entire world.
Wow.
Okay, so look him up. You're going to love him. When you Google his name on YouTube, I mean, he's all over the place. So follow him on YouTube, follow him on Instagram. But here's what Eric Thomas had to say about this program. Play it, please. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International, and our team created the most powerful money management, wealth building, debt elimination system ever created. At our recent seminar in Nashville, Tennessee, the keynote speech was delivered by the #1 motivational speaker in the world, Dr. Eric Thomas. E.T., as he's also known, mentioned he paid off his mortgage in 4 years using the P.I.L.L Method. I invite you to watch and listen.
Listen to me, y'all. Well, one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Did you hear that? No mortgage, no stress. If you would like to become debt and mortgage free within an average of 7 to 9 years by cutting your interest costs by up to 75%, go to PILLmethod.com and request a savings and earnings report today.